What's whereby? I've never used this. Cool, cool. No, where is that? Twitter? Nice. Okay, there we are. Okay.
All right, so I think it should now stream both of our audio and the video as well. And then we should be able to start. It's super annoying in OBS you cannot zoom out, so I cannot like get the aspect ratio right, but let's see. I'm just gonna check if there's okay, so there's audio now. Can you say something? I just want to check if that also shows up on the stream.
Hello, hello. I think it's delayed, the stream, by a few seconds. Are you hearing me?
Hang on. Yeah, okay, so it works. All right, so I think
We have our first viewer, Julian.
okay, so it's I guess it's working now. I'm just gonna look at you on whereby because I think that's just easiest for me. So yeah, we managed to get it to work. Hopefully, there's no technical issues other than what we just had. And if not, we'll figure it out because it's not super important. So what are we gonna do today, Annabelle?
Today we're gonna finish up some of the final touches on the app that we're building and ship it so that people can play with it themselves.
Yeah. So
Um,
I don't
Also,
know, like, oh, sorry. Mm.
full disclosure, we're just kind of going to be flying by the seat of our pants a little bit. Like I'm no pro, so you're going to see the like very lame design process that I followed and all of that.
That's totally what people are here for, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we want to make this like super professional or like we're just gonna be all over the place. It's just gonna be chaotic. The only
Yeah.
thing that we want to do is we want to, I guess, submit to Apple in the next few hours. I think we have something that's pretty good already. It will probably be nice to get more feedback from people on the test flight. Um, and but yeah, it will just be nice to submit to Apple and see if they run into anything, if they would like reject it for some reason. I don't think they would, but yeah. And there's a ton of stuff that we can improve. So I think it will be nice to make a little list of what we want to finish today. And there's probably going to be some stuff that we want to already put in case we want to add it in the future, just to make it
Yeah.
easier with future updates. But maybe we can start by just like talking about the idea, and you can maybe talk a little bit more about like what you initially had in mind when you were building this, and yeah, we can go from there.
Yeah. Let's do that. Also, I started a Notion doc where we can keep track of all of that, like
Okay.
all the things that we want to work on, and then like V2 whatever feature requests. I'll send it to you after. But yeah, so I guess um, the motivation for this is really just that I've never been a journaler. I've never been good at like keeping a journal or keeping a diary, but it's also always something I've been attracted to and kind of want to do. But it's the barrier I always feel like is too high. Like I don't have time to, you know, sit down and actually do a journal entry every day. But I think there's really something like good about and like good about positive thinking and being able to just remember like what's like the quickest way to journal. In my opinion, that's like just one sentence of one good thing that happened to you today. I think like life can be hard and when life is hard, i want to I want to focus on like what's the one good thing that
Mhm.
happened, um, that
It's sort
happened
of
to me
like
today.
a gratitude journal as well.
Yeah, kind of like a
What are you happy
gratitude
for?
journal. And also like I feel like that's a very like personal use case for me. And I don't think um, I wanted to make something that wasn't too opinionated about how people needed to use it, right? Like it's important for me to write a highlight of the day when I'm like going through a hard time, let's say, for example, but like
Hmm.
if someone else wants to use it,
In a different way.
somewhat differently, like go for it.
Yeah.
um, I also really like products that are super simple and super clean and just snappy and fast.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
and
one
so
thing on.
I wanted that like ethos to be part of the app and like part of the whole experience of like you just jot down a quick note of your highlight from the day and like that's it. It's easy, but it's pretty and kind of aesthetic. That's the idea.
Sounds good. I think I messed something up when I just moved the window to the other side, but I'm just going to share my screen now, and I think that I'm just trying to see how I could share my screen with you as well so that you can see that. Um, so I think right now I'm just sharing my full screen and our whereby call here. So I guess now everyone should be able to see it. And uh, okay, so I need to restart Brave so that I can actually share my screen. Um, Lack of preparation. Oh, you see it on YouTube, I guess. Okay, is there not a big delay there? Because then we could just use that. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah. So this is the if it doesn't, yeah. Okay, and you see, do, do you see yourself as well on the top right? Okay, okay, yeah. So, well, I guess we're just gonna focus on you. Ah, okay, yeah. I know why that's happening. Then I need to add audio. So let me just add Annabelle back. Hang on. Mm, uh,
Is your name pronounced Jordy, by the way? So
it's pronounced Jordy, but Jordy's
got it.
fine as well. Jordy's fine as well. Okay, I can remove this one. And so I think if you talk now,
Hello, hello. Testing, testing.
let's see if they can hear us. Um, could you all hear Annabelle?
Can you guys hear me? Great. Sounds like it's working.
Okay, perfect. Um, so yeah, last week you posted on Twitter that you were looking for a Swift dev to help you with something. Um, and I think the first thing you then shared was I guess this Figma, right? It started with just this wireframe, this super basic one.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, can you maybe tell a little bit about the idea and the inspiration of it?
Um, for the sorry, I'm getting lost in all my tabs. Um, yeah, so the inspiration for okay, funny enough, the inspiration for this design actually came from a TikTok that I saw of this girl who had a really kind of immaculate um, bullet journal, I guess, like an actual journal,
Hmm.
and she would use grid paper and make these beautiful, or I thought they were really pretty, kind of representations of every month, and every month was a grid, and every square represented a day, and she would color in the square based on her mood, and
Hmm.
then kind of ranked on a scale of 1 to 5. And I thought that was kind of fun because you fill it in, it creates this pretty grid with all the different colors, and you can kind of see at a glance how your mood is, right? Or like how you're feeling about your month or your week.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You're playing it on TikTok. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to this creator. Thank you. Thank you for inspiring me. But I loved how she had all um, these like different logs, like anxiety log, health log, highlight log. So this was really the inspiration for the highlight log that we wanted to create in an app form, because basically I actually tried to replicate this myself and it took me like hours. Like I bought all the pens and everything. It took me hours to recreate this. And
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, I'm just not going to do this every month. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that was really the inspiration. So I just tried to kind of replicate that a little bit in the UI. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And so what's interesting, I didn't even see, because I only looked at the first 20 seconds, I think, when you send it, because it's like, oh, yeah, I get the idea. Because we, at that point, we already had something working, right?
Right.
Um, but like later on in her video, you see that she has like different little calendars
Little
for
widgets.
different things. And we talked about that as well. Like, should we have just highlights or should it be like all these different things? So I think there's definitely the desire to not just do one type of highlight. Maybe not in the first version, but so it's something to keep track of, I guess, or to add in our code that we add the option for adding multiple in the future. Um, and then we could have like different colors for different ones. We could have like this
Yeah.
nice big overgraph. Yeah. So there's a lot of nice things. I mean, it's just cool to make something um, that's is physical, and then like, all right, what's the simplest version of that in an app that's just more
Yeah.
convenient because you have it with you all the time. And obviously, it's
Yeah,
maybe not as
exactly.
personal as this, but so yeah, I think based on that, I tried like last week to make like a super simple first version of it. We had some iterations. I'm not sure. Well, I can maybe show some of the iterations we did over time.
Yeah.
Let me just grab this here. Um, and so for the very first version, just for the technical people, I just went on GitHub and just looked for vertical calendar. And apparently, Airbnb open sourced this calendar view that they use, which initially we built into the app. So let me just remove me so that you don't. So this is a bit further on already, but if we use the old calendar, so everything you see here on the app now is like this Airbnb calendar. Um, I think it maybe took like 20 minutes to get something working, and there's obviously like problems here. Like as you can see, it stutters. There's issues. We had the problem where it would always start at the start of the month instead of the actual month that we are at. But it was super nice just to get something working, and we could already get like ideas of like, hey, how should this work? What are we running into here? What do we think about this interaction? How do we highlight the current day? So it was just nice that we could very quickly get something going. So I think this was the first version here on the left. Uh, yeah, which was just like all these boxes were fake, of course. There was nothing in there. We played a little bit more with some colors, and then you were on a boat. We had our first call when you were in Greece, so it was fun. And yeah, what we just did is I would just make some new builds. We would play around with it. We would get some like obvious feedback or small feedback based on just using it. But in this phase, we're just like, all right, this everything can be changed. We're just trying to understand like what we're actually building. Um, then yeah, I guess yesterday we were talking about app icons and all that kind of stuff as well. But just to walk through what the app currently is, I'm just going to switch again to the new calendar because I ended up using a different calendar thing found somewhere, which is super basic. Probably will run into issues in the future, but it's more performant right now, and we can do some more interesting stuff with it. For example, we can scroll to the current day, but it's still quite laggy. So I think there's a lot of optimization still to be done. But that's also quite hard to imagine, like right, how annoying is that? How often do you go scroll through it? Um, do we need to show like months in the past, or do we only show from the moment you started keeping track and then into the future? Do you need to be able to go into the future and like select, for example, a mood for November if it's not November now? Like there's all these trade-offs we can make. Um, but yeah, basically now we have a calendar grid with for each day a square. Um, the current day today is highlighted with a little thing that we're changing because it's not clear enough. But then you can basically click on any square, and then you can type a little bit about today. So did a live stream with Annabel and released the app, and then you can choose like which color matches that highlight, which now also causes the app to crash or something. So I have to figure out what's going on there. Um, yeah, for some reason it doesn't. When I click on it, it's very slow to respond. So I have to look into that. It worked yesterday, so it's probably something small. Um, yeah, then we have different themes. So Annabelle made in her Figma, you made a bunch of different color schemes, which we played around with a little bit. Um, yeah, all of these things obviously we can change in the future. But for now, we have the basics of what the app should do, and I guess from here yeah, we can try to finish it. Initially, in your designs, you had like an account system, phone number, and all that stuff, but we decided to leave it out because yeah, there's not really a need for an account as long as we figure out a way to yeah, like
Yeah.
store your highlights. And I was thinking it would be nice to add could be in 1.0 or in 1.1 like a way to export it just into a JSON format or something
Oh, interesting.
where you can pretty easily yeah, just retrieve them and maybe import them again later in case we break something. Um, so yeah, do you maybe want to share that notion you had of things we should be doing, and then we
Yeah.
can go from there?
What's your email? Actually, I don't think I have it.
I will send it to you now uh, on iMessage.
Okay.
So let's see if I'll just meanwhile go through the code a little bit. It's pretty basic right now. We have our custom font. Then right now we're switching between the old calendar and the new one, but I think the Airbnb calendar we can remove at some point. There's some gradients on top to make the transitions nicer, but other than that, it's pretty basic stuff. And also, oh, I need to request access, so you should have a prompt for it now. I think from a technical point of view, the biggest thing is like how do I render all these colors? Right now, what I'm doing is I'm basically whenever each cell loads, I check with the highlighted days query from Swift Data if that one already has information in it, has a color. I think that's super inefficient. There's probably a nicer way to do it. It's also one of those things that I'm not sure should be the main focus because probably in the initial 5 days people use this, they have probably five things. So it shouldn't take too long to load. So yeah, I want to just make sure everything works and we don't get any blocking things here. And just make it a little bit more delightful and clear. I think a nice onboarding would make sense as well. Um, so yeah,
Do you okay, do you have the Notion doc?
I'm trying to open it now, and I still don't have access. So you should have an email me requesting
Sure.
access to it.
Oh, weird. Okay. You should have. Let me make sure it give you full access.
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna clean up some of the code because I had an old day view and a new day view for the old and the new calendar, and now there's a lot of unused code still visible in the app. So I'm just gonna give that its own place.
Okay, you should have full access now. You should be
All
good.
right, let's see. Yeah, I see it now. All right, so should we just go top of the list, give a little bit of
Yeah,
explanation of what it is, and then just, I guess, talk through it if we disagree?
yeah, yeah. Okay, P0, I think that's like we should do these before App Store.
Yeah,
And then everything else, like P1 is like nice to haves, P2 is future stuff.
yeah,
Um, okay, so first is what we were talking about the other day, just putting a center dot in the middle of the square of a in the grid instead of the outline around it
yeah,
to signify today. Um, the next is left aligning the colors in the bottom sheet. They're kind of, I think they're center aligned right now.
yeah,
Um, and I think we should try to match them to the Figma.
yeah. Agree.
Um, the next is fixing the date format. Oh, wait. On my
Right.
build, the date format's correct. It's like August 28th 2024, but then on your build, it's like the European style.
So I think it like what I use there is just you mean in the overlay, right?
Oh wait, I think our faces are covering the simulator right now on
Oh,
the live.
sorry, you're right. I'll just make. I guess I can just put us next to each other here. Um, Something like that. Yeah. So what I'm using right now is basically just a Swift UI thing where I can say, okay, format the date in a certain way. And I guess this would be the standard way to do it for each locale. So I
Okay,
guess
great. That's perfect.
I mean, I'm happy to force it to go to the thing you
No,
have
no,
in your design, but it's not as easy as this one liner here. So I think maybe for now we can just leave it like that.
no. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. I actually
Okay,
prefer. I'll delete that. I prefer
cool,
it localized. Okay.
perfect.
Grid view padding. So on the home screen, like the main screen,
Yeah,
the padding is just like a little messed up.
yeah. So
Um,
it should be closer to here. I think it was 36, right? Yeah, 36. And then here on the right side it was 40. I'm not sure if that was an oversight or
that's definitely an oversight.
okay. Do you want to do 40 on each side or
Let's do
36?
let's do let's do 38. Let's do
38.
38.
We'll meet in the middle. Yeah. So what I did is I tried to do it like with a one-liner thing, but for some reason I think just the way this calendar is set up, it uses all the space. So I just need to figure out where, but it's totally possible. So
Okay.
it's yeah, very little work.
Cool.
Uh, then grid view. Yeah. So then clean up settings menu. Yeah. Right now it's just a very default OS thing. So let me just yeah. So we want it to look a little bit more like this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Although obviously we won't have
Yeah, we'll remove some stuff, but it would
I
just be
can
colors.
yeah, I can how about like I while you do some of the coding stuff, I can redo the settings. I think like the things that we want on there will be color scheme,
Hmm.
um, and maybe like just a link to report a bug that like takes it
Yeah,
to email or something.
yeah. So
Or
that
system.
functionality is in there already. Now we just need to make it look in
Great.
a different way. Um, yeah,
Do
and these color schemes need to like use the full width. Background should just be white, so we're not going to use this like section thing. These colors. So right now I'm using the first colors of each scheme, but it seems like you're using the middle ones
the
here, right?
third. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the third
Okay.
color of each
Okay.
scheme.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I think good idea.
is there anything else you think we need in the settings?
Um, like maybe a remove all data button where someone can just like clear everything if they want. Just an easy way to do that. Um, I
Okay.
used it for like testing purposes, but I think it also makes sense. People, well, it's also not super important to have now, but a way to sort of like start over, I think could be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe a button to show onboarding again, but I'm not sure the onboarding is that big for now that we need it. Um,
What do you
yeah.
think the onboarding should? What do you mean by onboarding?
So what I had in mind, started thinking about it a little bit last night. Um, I guess you can still see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so let me just make a little I would say like the first time you open the app, we just have like, uh, what was your highlight of the day? And show a little box, and we show the colors underneath. I'm not exactly sure like what the flow should be, but just basically where when you start the app for the first time, you immediately fill in something so that when you get to the calendar view, immediately one box is already filled in. So sort of a different display of what's in here, sort of
Oh,
a guided version of that. So we explain the concept like on a scale of light blue to dark blue, how does that make you feel or something? And then we put a little note below that, basically explaining your rationale of like, all right, it's flexible. You can put on it whatever you want it to be. Um, just explaining the concept by having people like just see, okay, put in some text here if you highlight. and then a color, like you can choose what the colors mean yourself, like just whatever it feels good for you. And then after that, you're on the calendar view, and just so that you've already
And
done
so
the action.
are you envisioning like a dynamic onboarding, like the user can actually like tap
Yeah.
stuff, or more just like screens that you
No, no, no,
swipe?
no. Where you type stuff in and you tap stuff, and that's immediately like an input.
Okay. And that would be like the new user experience, like
Yeah,
completely new
yeah,
user onboarding.
yeah. So just I guess just something to explain how we think it will benefit people.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, cool. I like that idea.
so I'm not sure it needs to be like something that people can open again, because it would be a bit confusing if you can do an onboarding again where you're actually adding items. But um, because the point of the app is like open the app, one highlight, one color right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you open the app for the first time and we immediately ask, what was your highlight of the day? What color in this range? How would you rank the day in this color or whatever? Rank is maybe the wrong word. But then after that, they immediately see, okay, hey, this is what the app does. Like we've shown the 2 steps, and then you're on your overview. Um, so I think it's nice because then we don't need any explanation anywhere else in the app. And I'm not
Totally.
exactly sure like what wording and stuff and how it should look, but
I
yeah,
can play with that. I can definitely play with that.
cool.
Um,
Okay, so should I just go look at some of the P zeros, fix some of those, and
yeah.
you play around with the settings screen, and then yeah, we'll just have a look at what you come up with, what I come up with. If I have any questions, yeah, I'll come back
Yeah.
to you.
It's good.
Um, all right, so let me just see. So I'm just going to be talking like maybe to the audience, but yeah.
Okay.
So we initially had this idea that we wanted to have like a highlight somehow what's the current day, because we don't have any day markings, we don't have any dates like numbers and stuff. In the old calendar, we had these like marks at the top, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess I removed them at some point. I'm not really sure why. Um, I think it still looks kind of clean, so I think it kind of works. Um, because in the broader scheme, it doesn't really matter if today's Wednesday or if today's any other day. It's like, how was today? Um, and so then yesterday, Annabelle made this little icon at the top to scroll back to today. And it was basically this rounded box with a circle in it. So we figured, hey, why not just make that the mark for today as well? So I am going to do that. Right now, I used, I think, just an SF symbol that has a square with a circle in it. Do we want to have a circle in it or a rounded rectangle, like a small mini box, basically?
Hmm. Let's try circle for now.
Okay, let's see. Mm, so I'm just going to have a look at the crappy code. So basically, right now I have a rounded rectangle, yeah, like a stroke on top of it, and that's only visible if the date is today. So what I'm going to do instead of the rounded rectangle is just basically put a little circle in there. We can play around with the width and the height, but I'm just going to put it on 4 by
Yeah.
4 for now, and then um, yeah, and I'm just going to show it if it's today. So I guess we want the color to be, yeah, what color do we want it to be? Just a
The
darker, like a darker gray?
I think it should. We might want to like do it dynamically based on the color scale of
Hmm.
the. Because like on the lighter colors you'll want a dark gray, but on the darker colors you'll want like white.
Yeah. So I think initially, like, let's say you don't have a color selected yet. So it's the gray little box where I
Yeah.
think I need to tweak the colors to match your Figma, because now I think I just use secondary with
Yeah,
an
I think
opacity.
yeah, I think you're using
Um,
a too dark gray.
yeah. So do we dare want it to be a darker gray on top of it, since it's like not, it doesn't have any data in it yet? Or do we want to use one of the colors already?
Oh.
I can show you what it looks like. Uh,
I think it should be just dark gray. What do you think?
I think so too, but I'm having a hard time imagining what it's going to look like. So let me. just gonna make the code work again because I removed some stuff. What is going on here? Okay, I'm just gonna strip out the Airbnb calendar code because it's giving me some issues now. So that way I don't have to worry about it. All right, so obviously it needs to be bigger than this, right? Like right
It's a
now it's
little
a
bit.
super
I'm
tiny
looking
dot.
at. It's kind of hard for me to see.
Sorry, I'll make it bigger. Mm, yeah, I mean I think it just needs to be like because the whole circle, the whole rounded rectangle is 44, so I guess like 10, like
Let's try it.
something like this.
It might just be the wrong approach. Like we might want to stick with
The border.
the border. I don't know.
Let me just add some fake data so we can see what it would look like with the data. I don't know why it takes so long sometimes to load in that fake data. Let's see, where is it? Add fake data, please. I mean, I think it kind of looks nice, and especially if we could make it pulse a little bit, maybe we could make it like slightly animated, maybe also slightly fade in and out, sort of to
Hmm.
make the day a bit more active.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
and I want to just very quickly test out what it would look like with a rounded rectangle.
Yeah.
Um, hmm, Not fully convinced. The reason I'm a bit wary of the circle is just everywhere else in the app we have rounded rectangles. So the circle feels like it kind of sticks out from this whole. We have a grid of rectangles, but I would say we just start with the circle for now. We can always come back to it later. Um, Maybe make it
Yeah.
a little bit
I hear
lighter.
you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
I hear you on the rounded rectangle, but we do have circles as the.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm also not. I'm not convinced either way either.
Okay. So I guess we want to then make it a little bit lighter, but then these backgrounds also need to be a bit lighter, right? So right now I use this, so I'm just gonna grab the color from the Figma, and that should solve this. Um, and I guess today for the today color we want the same color, right? Yeah. There's no difference between today and tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
The only problem with this color is that it's not going to work in dark mode. So we need to have dark mode color as well.
How come it
Uh,
doesn't work? Because it's too light.
I mean, it will work, but it's going to stand out. So let me show you. Um,
I don't really. I'm not super familiar with like how.
yeah, so this is what it looks like now in dark mode.
Uh, oh,
And that's just because we give it a light color, right? So what we can do is we can define a color that has a color for light mode and one for dark mode, and then that would solve it. We just have to choose what the color is. So I can just make
got it.
new color
Um,
set and then grid item. And you don't have to make them now. You can also just play around with it, but it's just good to be aware that we need to choose one.
okay, so in dark mode, the background will be pure black.
Yeah.
I'm doing this on Figma. And then, so does it make like the June, July, August headers? It makes that white.
Right now it makes them a bit grayish. So I guess I guess these could also be darker, but like again, these colors are super easy to change. Right now for those headers, I use, let me check, monthly. I just used it I used a default color, so in light mode that will be completely black, and on dark mode that will be completely white, and I give it an opacity of 0.7. But that's also because I did not look at the color you used here, and I guess you use completely black in light mode in your design, so I guess then it would also just be completely,
Really white.
yeah, so
So not used to dark mode.
that's fine. You usually have your phone on light mode all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I just added like a color now for this grid item, so we can just play around and see what it would
I
do.
just added one on
Oh,
I added
oh,
one on Figma too. Let me know what you
ah,
think.
okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I like that. It's still bright and light. Yeah. Let me just put that in
Do
because
you think
mine
it's
was
too bright? Do you think it's too light?
no, no. I think it's nice because mine was too dark and then it's like it doesn't stand out. So now I think if I add that correct color now, we can just see what it looks like. Color dot highlight. What is it? Grid. I always forget how to do this. Yeah, I think this should work. Yeah. So if you see my screen now, I can basically switch between the different ones. Yeah, I think it looks nice.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cool. All
Sweet.
right. So, and then how do you feel about the dot now and the colors? Does it need to be darker, lighter?
The dot. I think mm, maybe it should be lighter in light mode.
Okay.
In dark mode, it looks pretty good.
So right now I just use the primary color. So it's basically in light mode it's dark, it's black, in white dark mode it's white, and give it a half opacity. So it's half of that.
Okay. Okay.
We can change
That's
these
fine.
colors later as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna do this. I'm gonna quickly add a super small animation. Animate circle, just to see what it would be like if it pulses a little bit. Um, okay, very curious if this is gonna work. Okay, it goes way too fast now, so let me just give it 2 seconds to do it. You can barely see it now. It's too small, so I guess I should just do it like this. I'm not sure it's too basic of an animation. Yeah,
See.
it's now too slow. You can barely see it even.
Oh yeah, that's slow.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this animation out, but very easily we can add an animation
Yeah. Let's just.
if we decide like what kind of animation we would want.
Yeah.
Just gonna look at the notion. So I guess then center and dot. That's oh we have to look at the different colors. Um, so what it would look like if there's a color. So um, simple approach would be to make it white, but then it would always be white.
Yeah.
And I guess we with the lighter
Oh,
colors that
oh, wait, wait, wait. How about we opacity set it to the color?
can you give an example of what that would look like?
Like we use the same color
Yeah.
uh and just like do exactly what you like it like currently you have it at like opacity 0.5 on the gray on the
Yeah, but the problem is if we would give it the opacity color, then it would just not show up, right? Because if we would give the circle the same color as this, you get what I mean?
no
Or
no
do you mean white with an opacity?
like white. I think I mean
Maybe, yeah, maybe you can just explain it again. Maybe I'm not sure what you mean.
maybe I think I'm thinking it through.
Because like
I guess that doesn't work.
what we could do.
Would white with an opacity work?
Oh, well, okay, so let's say it's the lightest blue. What color do you vision the circle to be before applying the opacity?
I guess.
Just like
Well, let's think of
what did
the end state. Like if on the lightest blue,
mhm.
we want the circle to be probably, I guess.
I mean, something we could do is basically we take the color from the theme. So if it's we basically mirror it. So um, if the color is the lightest one, then the circle will be the darkest one of that theme, and the other way around. Like that's the way to do it. That way they're aligned to each other.
Hmm.
If we would do uh, like white or something, we could do white with an opacity where it would kind of bleed through the color, but that would not really work with oh, well, here it doesn't work because there's just a circle in there. Um,
Let me
I mean, I guess we could do like 70% opacity. It kind of works with just white, and then here it would be the same. Let me
try it
see.
with other colors.
Yeah, which color do you want me to try it with?
I guess the dark one maybe.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay, no, wait, let me see. Let's do it with this one. I'll just quickly make one.
I can play with this in Figma.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very easy thing to change as well. So what I'll do now is I'll just do the primary color or the background color with an opacity. Then we have something, and then we can just tweak it later.
Okay.
Okay. Um, yeah, and if you could just play around, because I think this would be pretty tricky to get working perfectly with all the different colors. Because right now we have 25 different colors or something across all the different themes. Um, So we can very easily just try it. I could, for example, add it to all the boxes so we could see it in all the different colors at the same time. Um,
Cool.
I'm just going to work on the code to show it based on if there's a color or not. So that will be a while. Okay, so I've now added it for all the different colors. Um, and I'm not really sure what's going on there. For some reason, all the colors are not showing. Sorry. I will be back in 1 minute. Thought I had it. Why? All right. So if you look at my screen now, I basically add the circle for everything.
And so is the circle? So sorry, what's the logic of the circle? Like
S-
the color?
So it's right now it's the same color as the background color, but then with 50% opacity. So in dark mode, it will look like that. Um, Again, I'm not saying that
I
this
think
is the
that
way the
works.
yeah
Oh,
I think it works, but we probably need to tweak the color. But like for example, here with green, I don't think it works. For example, if you look at the super light one here, it's just it doesn't stand out. Um, or like it
yeah. So you think we need to? I don't think it's that bad, honestly. No, dark mode's pretty. I like the pink in dark mode.
yeah, works well. Let's see.
Is the gray background color the one that's on Figma?
This one, the
No,
circle,
the
or the square or the circle?
no the square
Yeah,
in
yeah,
light mode.
yes.
Okay, okay, cool.
Um,
But also, what? I think that looks good for now.
okay, we can just
Even
leave it
with the
here. And we
light,
can, sorry,
just saying, even with the light ones. Wait, what's this light? How come the purple, like second row, the second row, what's that like really light? The fifth guy, the fifth
this one.
square.
I think this is just a bug. Let's see.
Because
Yeah,
it's too.
yeah, I'm not really sure why it's removing it there. I just added fake data, so it skips some of the dates,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
now I just add a circle to everyone just to see it.
Okay, good. That is information.
Um, yeah, I mean, we can either go with a route where we take like something like the background color, give it an opacity like we're doing now, or we could make the color dependent on the theme, so that what we were talking about before, where the lighter ones in the theme get the darker color from the theme with a little opacity, and the other way around as well, so that it should always be visible, I guess. Um, More complex, but again, like this only for one dot as well, so
Yeah, I think
might not be super necessary.
yeah, let's stick with this for now.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, so then it would look like this, which I think is pretty clear. And then if you would have, let's say you would have orange, and then you would put it on the lowest one. For some reason it doesn't tap correctly there, so I'm gonna have to look at that in a bit. Ah, okay. There's a check mark here, but the check mark is super light. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess it's still visible. And in dark mode, I don't like the dot as much because it's now it's like black, but opacity 50%, so it's just gray. So maybe in dark mode, we can make it a bit more
I think in
transparent.
dark mode, in dark mode, the dot should maybe be white
Be white as well. Okay.
with the 50% opacity.
Yeah. So I guess,
Shouldn't it always be? Actually, shouldn't the dot
yeah.
always be white
Yeah.
with 50% opacity?
Yeah. So on light mode, it is white because the background color was white as well. So,
Okay.
why is it not showing up as white now? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Hmm. It should be white now, but for some reason it's still gray, so I don't know. Why is that happening? Ah, okay, yep, I had the wrong way around. Yeah, I mean, I guess with orange, it's just a difficult one. But we can tweak this later. We can play around with this more.
Okay.
Um, because it's only in this particular flow that it's not super visible, and we can play around with different designs there.
Like particularly on dark mode?
No, it's also on light mode, but on dark mode it just stands out more, I guess.
Because on my phone it looks fine.
It could also
The
be the
light is
screen that I'm
fine.
looking at now. Let's see.
Yeah.
No, if I look on my MacBook screen, it's even harder because the orange is so close to white that it's
I can
yeah.
also just like tweak that. Like I can make it a different shade of orange.
I think more that the overall problem is like, okay, would this, like if someone has their phone brightness set to 20% or something, then you lose even more contrast. So I think there's probably a better solution that's more complicated where we, depending on if you're on the left side of the theme or on the right side in terms of light to dark, we maybe switch to a different one. Um, but again, I think we can just tweak this later and play around with what we have now first and see.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said left align the colors. Is that for the here for the screen? For
Um,
the highlight screen?
yeah, so I actually think I was looking at it more. I think it's not left align the colors, but it's like increase the spacing
Spacing.
between
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But like I think they're also see if they're center aligned or left aligned.
Yeah, and so they're also they have a bit more padding here. Like I just put them here all the way at the bottom. Um, and the reason for that is so we have this text editor that's in here. Um, and
Ignore this one, like
okay,
highlight filled
okay.
frame. Just go off the highlight empty frame. Because that's like how far the
Okay. Yeah.
it better matches like it's actually a bottom half bottom sheet and then
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
so if this goes all the way to the top, like when you're typing, I guess um, so it would look like this. So you would want more spacing between the different colors, and I guess they need to be a bit smaller as well, because here they are 32, 32, and I made them a bit bigger. Let's see, bigger. No, they're
I think
32 as well. Okay, I'll just increase the spacing out, and the spacing you have between each was 23. Was it supposed to be 23 or should it be 24?
the spacing between each thing.
Yeah. Because there's also like here on the right side, there's 47 padding. On the left side, there's 36. So I guess there is some left alignment happening, but I'm not sure if that was intentional or if
Well,
they should
everything.
be.
Mm, mm. I mean, everything is left aligned.
hmm
Um,
I guess like if you would remove this one, then it would show as left aligned. I think it's just a coincidence now that these six are
yeah.
almost center aligned. So I mean, just making them left aligned would already solve stuff. And then I will also add spacer here. So now this should all have some nicer padding around it. What did you say the padding was? 24, right? Or 23? Was it 23 on purpose or?
No, nothing is on purpose.
Okay. Then I'll just round it in 24 so we have
Right.
fours.
Even numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it would look like, oh, okay, what's going on there? Why is that happening? Because we want this one.
Also, the font size of the what do you want to remember about today
hmm
should be the same font size as the date. And I think, right, in Figma, they're both 20.
This one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I use for the header for the date I use just a normal font size, which is basically in Swift UI you have you have large title, title two, etc., and those
Yeah.
scale up and down based on accessibility. So the normal one for body is 17 points. So I guess it needs to be a bit bigger, but we also don't want to hard code it to 20 because then if someone has like large font sizes set for accessibility, it would not scale up or down.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So
fine. I think that we have too many different font sizes happening right now.
I agree.
And so
I agree.
more we just need the date and the text to be aligned.
Yeah. So right now the text field uses title two, so that should then just be the normal one. So then they're the same. Then the date and the text field are the same. Let's see. This one now feels smaller than this one though. Do you feel that as
Which
well?
one?
Oh wait. The date and the text feel like I guess that's because I'm using a light font weight here because I thought it was a light font weight, but these are like one of the two seems lighter though, right? Thinner or not? Are they exact
I don't
same?
know. It's hard for me to tell.
Oh, sorry. Like I don't know. It seems like this one's lighter, but you're saying they should be the exact same?
Yeah, I think they should be the exact same because then
Okay.
it's like it's cleaner.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's in there as
And then the way
well.
that we differentiate, like once you actually start typing, it turns
Hmm.
black, and that's how it feels like different.
Yeah. So and then on just like that then.
Yep.
I do feel that because this title is so big that the core of what you want to see in the screen feels less important than the title, if that makes sense. Like your attention is drawn to this part first when it should be drawn to this. I'm not exactly sure how we could even fix that or if it's a big problem at all, but I just feel like somehow this should be
Mm.
more in your face or something. So maybe it's just something to think about later.
Yeah, that's something. That's a good note. Let's think about that
Are the colors correct now as they are now
in Figma or on your thing.
on my thing?
Yeah, I think so. I have a question with the left aligned dots. Do
The
you
left
think we
aligned.
could
What are the left aligned dots? Oh,
like
the
sorry,
okay,
the
yeah,
color
yeah,
picker,
yeah.
the color picker. Do you think oh actually wait, sorry. One more thing. I think the padding is off here. I think there should be more left margin
For everything.
for everything.
Okay. So right now the margin is 24, and I guess in the Figma it's 34. Okay. I'm just gonna open the YouTube, see maybe wonder if someone. Ah, okay. Adam said core data should be all you need, and exporting C-stream there is pretty easy. Okay. Let's see. Get 7 people watching, Annabelle. I wonder if it's interesting for people to look at. Okay, so now it should be 34. Um,
On both sides.
yes, it doesn't feel like it's more now. Let me just
It
quickly
doesn't feel
check.
like it.
Um, oh no, what did I do?
What was that command you just did?
For what? The screenshot
Did you
thing?
just did you just take a screenshot and drag it?
So in the simulator, you can take a screenshot and then you can just pick it up here.
Cool.
Or if you do a screenshot and then do do
Yeah.
space. Wait, no, if you do Command Control Shift 4, you can immediately paste it. It takes you put your screenshot immediately there. So it seems like it's not doing the 34 because this is. Oh wait. Mm, can I just take this? Yeah, I guess I can. Right, I can just take a screenshot of this. Oh no, that doesn't work. Mm, No, for some reason the padding didn't work, so I'm just gonna figure out why not. Um, yeah, because I think also that's for the next point on the home screen. We also want more padding just so that it feels more light, I guess, right? Just feels more spaced out.
Yeah. And I wonder, yeah, exactly. It's supposed to feel kind of like sparse almost, like a lot of we want like a lot of white space. And I wonder for the dots, the color picker,
Hmm.
if it should be like I'm trying to think of how to say this. It's like center align. Like we want it aligned with the H of the highlight of the day.
Okay. Yep. We can do
But then
this
we also want the same amount of margin on the other side of the black. So like
on the most rightmost thing.
yeah, yeah.
But I guess then you're saying it's center aligned.
So it's center aligned with the
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
center
center
aligned
aligned,
and
but
center
from
spaced.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
like evenly distributed is the word.
yeah. So I
Center
guess
aligned but evenly distributed.
right now I've aligned it to the H, as you can see here. And so then on the other side we want the same distance.
Yeah.
Um,
So like 34 margin on both sides,
yeah.
and
Okay.
then the
So
dots are evenly distributed.
okay. So then I need to. I always forget what I have to do. Then I think it will be this. How can I test that? How do you do this? I don't know. I'm going to propose that we do what we just had, where it's like very close to being that, and then I, at a later point, take another 20 minutes to figure it out. Would that be
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I think we're very close now. Like so now it has the right padding on the sides. Um, I guess maybe this padding between the date and the text we might want to tweak a little bit. So how much was it? 24. Um, I think right now. Makes sense. I think it's adding padding as well itself. Uh,
When a bottom sheet is the height of a bottom sheet like a default setting, like a
so we
system default?
no we can change it. There's different. Hang on, let me quickly get this. I think this is probably close to check. So how it works is basically we have these things called presentation detents. I think that's the pronunciation, where you can say, okay, I want it to be medium or large, but you can also we can also say custom. We can say fraction. We can give a certain height, um, like so just a fixed height in pixels or a percentage of the screen. Um, like I guess this is the one you were going for in terms of the height. So we can
Yeah, yeah.
click. We
No,
can
the height of this is great. I was just curious for the settings menu. Setting for setting.
oh yeah, yeah, because we don't need
Finished
that
it
much,
and I
right?
think it can be shorter. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so what I can do with settings view, right now I just have it set to medium. Do you have a height or a fraction?
Um, the height of this is 367.
Okay, and a normal 367. I'm just trying to think. Okay, I'll just do a fixed height. 368. Let's round it
Sure.
nicely. Um, Obviously, right now there's a bunch of other stuff in that settings thing that we'll remove over time, but now it should look like this. It seems. mm, seem to match. Seems larger. Mm, uh, I can tweak that in a bit. What I'll do is I'll first make it look like your design. So we want, are these final designs for the buttons, or do you want the buttons to be a bit different? Like, do you want to add any icons
Final
in there, or
design.
just the text for now is fine?
I think just the text for now. Oh, you know what I wanted to add? I wanted to add a little like made with love. Should we do that?
Ooh, of course.
A little made with love by.
Yes.
Got it.
Could be fun if we, instead of just a heart, we could like do 6 hearts all in different colors depending on the color scheme you have or something.
Oh, like made with heart by what and like
No, no, so because we have like these 6 colors always, right? Like
yeah,
the range. We could, depending on which color scheme you have,
or
you would have
five
like
colors.
six different hearts next to each other in the color scheme of the. But yeah, we can play around with
Wait,
that.
I
It's
don't
fine.
get it. I wanna get it, but I don't get it.
I'll show
Re-explain.
you. I'll show you. Made with made by, and then
We're gonna need to increase the height of the settings thing now. Oops.
and so you get what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's cute.
And then
I
it
was
would.
thinking
Should we do it
another.
different? Sorry.
Yeah, that's cute. We could do that. And then another version. I'm doing on the Figma right now. Suck. Wait, how'd you get that heart? Was that just in a?
It's an SF
Uh,
symbol. It's like these built-in symbols that Apple has, so we can just make it. We can make it that later. It's fine.
that's cool.
Ooh, we could do that heart and then have it like change colors and
The
yeah.
heart,
Okay.
yeah, the heart is based on the color scheme above.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
because it's like exactly mirrored.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah, we can do cool stuff with that. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna quickly make that settings. Oh no, let's first tweak the padding on the main screen. So there, it's like 36 on the left side, 40 on the right. I think is that intentional? So that it's like left aligned? Oh no, we said
Sorry.
38, right? We want
Say,
38.
yeah, say that again. What are you
So
talking
we
about?
so we want 38 on both sides, right?
For what of
For
the
the
grid?
calendar, yeah, the grid.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's probably some simple reason why it wasn't working. So let me just try to figure out how to do it. Uh,
Should we put our last names in this made with love thing?
should we put what?
Or put our last names or just Jordy and Annabelle?
Um,
What have you done?
yeah, I think first name basis is more informal and more like, hey, we're trying to make something that helps you as a person. I don't know. I guess first names to me feels better, but
Yeah, I think it's nicer.
okay. So I need to figure out why it's not working. Refinement again. So there's this thing in Xcode where you can preview basically what the code looks like. Um,
Very nice.
and then you can very easily tweak it, but I don't use it enough that I always get stuck on how to actually use it. So let's see. All right, we got it working.
Okay, settings is done now.
I'm gonna do the padding first, and then I'll get to the settings.
Great.
So sorry if I just add it here, it breaks it. So I have to go into the calendar view itself. Bunch of code here that I'm not gonna use. We have to come back to this later. I don't think for now it's important, but we have to figure out like how far can people scroll back and how far can people go into the future. Um, Performance reasons and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it will be nice if you can just scroll back either way indefinitely, but I think for now I just put it on. the current month minus a few.
Great.
But
I think that's fine.
I think it actually doesn't make sense because otherwise you would always have like, especially now when you launch the app for the first time, you would have a few months where yeah, you haven't added any highlights there.
But I think that's fine. I think that's fine. If you want to like go back in time and add highlights, or like what if like you're coming, I don't know, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
I get
kind
what
of
you
like
mean.
edge case, but like what if you're like want to port stuff over from like another
Yeah,
journal?
that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna figure out why this is not working. Let's see. And so I guess we wanted the calendar, the month names to also be aligned, right? With the same squares.
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
I'm gonna take a stab at some of those onboarding
yeah.
screens.
I'm just trying to figure out how the padding system works in this calendar view I found. So it's gonna take a while. Yeah. I'll do a very hacky thing for now because I cannot seem to control the full padding, so I'm just gonna take the padding that it already has and just add a little bit more. It will have the same effect, but um, ah, found it. Found the actual place to do it correctly. So
Nice.
uh, So I also tweaked the size of the squares a bit to match Figma more. But it looks a bit strange to me now, but it could also just be because it looks different than it was before. So maybe we
Okay,
can,
sure.
let me just put them side by side. So for some reason, when I open the Figma,
It looks good.
I, I cannot just copy, like how can I just like take the screenshot? Like, can I copy or something? Or copy, and then it just gives me text. I don't know why.
Maybe control click on that. Yeah. No.
Control click and then copy. No,
Control click on the frame, and then it gives you a few options like.
it doesn't for me. Maybe it's because I'm in the web mode. I don't know. I'm
Oh
just,
yeah. You're right.
could you iMessage to me?
Here. Oh, I know how to do it. Okay. So like click on the frame in the sidebar, like the left sidebar,
Yeah.
and then
Ah,
from
yeah.
there
Perfect.
copy as.
Yes, got it. Thanks. All right. So let's see. Can you see my screen still? Yeah. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna overlay them on top of each other.
The height's wrong. No.
Of this of the boxes. It should be
Yes.
they should be correct. And just the
The
padding
height, no, like the
vertically.
padding between the
Yeah.
vertical padding. Yeah.
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 Okay. Cool. So I'll tweak that a little bit. Look for that. I guess. I guess the padding is the same vertically as it is. Okay, so I think, okay, so it should be 16 in between everything. Well, I guess we wanted padding on the sides, and then based on that padding of 38, everything in the middle should just be aligned at the same.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's correct now, otherwise I can quickly tweak it. Um, no, I guess we want a bit more still. Yeah, I think it looks nice. Mm, yeah, we need to change the character width a little bit because they're a bit bigger in the design. And so the padding between them needs to be a bit bigger as well in both directions. Okay, I have to what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a setting for it in settings, and we can just tweak it
Okay,
more easily there.
cool.
Um, for now, I'm just gonna leave it at this. This is just something we'll have to tweak, but it's yeah, we can do this now. But it's just boring to watch, and we won't really make a lot of progress, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll play around with that a bit.
Can you
So
add that to the Notion?
yes, tweak padding between grid items. Left align colors.
It's in progress too, right? I think
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
the one
yeah,
that
yeah. Tweak it a
was
bit.
like, yeah, tweak. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna move this one down. It's probably pretty easily doable. I just haven't done it in a while, so I'd have to look it up. And for now, it wouldn't change anything if we would add in a new version because people would it would still sync up later. Um, let's see. Okay, I'll implement your new design screen, setting screen.
Cool.
So we'll take the third color from each color theme and just
Yep.
have two buttons and this little thing here. This is just the same size, I guess, as we use for this. And this is just the same size we use for this, like just normal, regular font size. Or,
Um, wait, what?
sorry, like this size here, like it's
Yeah,
20,
20.
but
Yeah.
for this one and this one, it's also 20, but we use the body one, which is just normal one in
Oh yeah,
iOS.
yeah, yeah. That's fine.
We'll
Yeah,
just keep them consistent.
yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna have a look at the settings view as it is now. So we want to use this color, I guess. So this check mark we want to have a little bit more thin than the one we have now. So right now it's quite thick. Something like that, I guess. Um, so there's 31 padding on the sides, but then the buttons have 33. Do we want to do 32? Or do we want to keep it consistent with what we have here, which is, oh, that's also 31. I guess, and here's 36. I'll just do the same one we have in the highlight screen, okay? The same
Okay,
padding there, which
sounds good.
is 34.
Sounds good.
these buttons in the settings screen, we also need a primary and a secondary, like a light and a dark color, but I think it's the same color as the grids, right?
Yeah, I think it should be.
Okay, then I'll just use that color. Yes, that looks good. And okay, could you have a look at how it looks now? Hang on. So do we need any of this debug stuff? I don't think we need to change the corner radius anymore, right? That's fine. The new we're always going to use the new one. I'll just keep these two buttons in there, but I'll just put them in the new design, okay?
Okay.
Then we can remove them later. That's no problem. But it's just good to have them for testing. Then we can remove all this stuff. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. Okay. Probably need to change the design of it. So. Okay, let's see what it looks like. So this needs padding on the top, but I think other than that, it looks how it's supposed to look. This is quite laggy when you change the theme now, so I need to look into that.
Okay.
And I guess we want this little thing here as well. I'm not sure why that's not showing up right now. It might be because we use our own custom, height.
What's not showing up?
The this little grabber at the top, like this thing.
Oh, the grabber. Yeah. I also think the padding between the colors and the topmost button is too big.
Between the colors and the topmost button. This padding here? Or oh here. Okay, yeah.
The one
Right.
between the bottom, the padding between the bottom of the color and the top of report.
Well, so here it's 40, and I've set it to 40 now as well, but I think there's probably some extra padding that gets added automatically. Yes, that's it. So it should be correct now. Okay, so we need some padding between those. Come on. How much padding do we want here? 15? Can we do that 14 or 16 as well?
Yep.
Okay. Preference for 14 or 16? 16 it is. We can change all these numbers later, it's fine.
It's just kind of hard.
It looks bigger than it does here. Let's see. Okay, so I guess we want more padding here between these two.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to get the exact padding here because as you can see here, the padding goes to the red bar here, but the actual text is there. So sometimes iOS will render it differently than.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just change it and see how it looks, and then if it
So
looks.
You can just use like a little line to here, like try 42.
42?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So hard to see because if I would do 42 now, it becomes very like a very big difference.
Oh, really?
Here it will be something like
Show me.
this, which seems too much, right? Or maybe not,
Um,
maybe not, but yeah.
let's see. No, it's not bad.
But it seems like now there's a lot of stuff here as well. And I think that's also because it we have these extra buttons. So let me just remove the extra buttons for now so we can see what it actually looks like without those
And also,
buttons.
do you think that should the title say daylights or settings? What do you think?
Settings probably, yeah. You're right. Sorry. I just copied it from
It's okay. I mean, it's honestly, it's not like bad as daylights. It's just kind of...
why is it doing this? Okay, so now there's way too much here. This is pretty good, right? I think between these two.
Sorry, I'm looking. Between which?
Here, there's too much here at the top between
Yeah, a
settings
little
and
too.
color schemes. I think it's good.
That's what's at 48. That's like
Let me see. So that's
it's
here.
hard to tell when you hover. It's hard to tell because there's a lag.
Sorry. Um, yeah, so I mean, above the word settings,
Yeah,
I think there's too much,
yeah, definitely too much.
right? If I compare it to,
Definitely.
so yeah. Um, I use that number, so I'm not sure where the rest of the padding is coming from. I'm just going to do it, put it on 20. Between settings and color scheme, it should be a little bit less, I think, right? Or it's, yeah, a little bit less, I guess.
Between settings,
And color scheme. Yeah, it's too much now
yeah, a
here.
little bit less. Try. I think you have it at 42 right now. Try like 36.
All right. Bless you.
Thank you.
Um, and I think here, yeah, the other one looks good, I think. So I'm just going to add that other button for clear data, even though it doesn't do anything. Or yeah, well, actually we have that clear, we have that button already. So that's this one, clear data. I should probably add something where it asks you to confirm that you actually want to delete it.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
I
that's
think you just use like the system
yeah.
one.
Okay, I think it's starting to look pretty much like how we want it to look. Right? Let me just put it next to here. I guess this could be a little bit smaller. And it seems like the font, this seems to be a little bit thinner font, even though it's the default one. We can
I
play around
think
with that. I'm just using the normal font now, like just the most basic normal font. So did,
is it. What do you mean basic normal font?
so here you have Helvetica Neue. On iOS, basically the default font is San Francisco, which is sort of a modern version of Helvetica Neue.
Mm.
Um, but there's like let's see. So if you have color scheme here, you can, for example, say font weight is thin, and then you see it becomes thinner. Or I can say black to make it super, super thick. But it doesn't seem like you made any changes there. So it could just be that the normal Helvetica. Oh wait, the weight. Yeah. So the weight is
It should be
300.
light. The weight.
Ah,
I didn't do anything custom with the weight.
okay. So
It's just
I guess it's probably this one then, because it's
it's just
300.
light. It's the exact same as like the
These
main.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had that there as well, but then I'll add it back because I removed it because I thought it was not correct. But then I guess I had it right from the start. So then that means we put this here and we. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm using that here already. Okay, perfect. Um, I think then we have that part as well. If I can build it, let's see. Why is it not building? Okay. Is there anything else? Um, clean up settings menu. What do we mean by clean up settings? Like remove
That's it. No, no,
the
that's like what you just did.
okay. Grid view padding. I'll just add another. That's tweaking. Tweaking. Okay, so I also want to add one for just performance improvements, but I think will be nice to do after the test flight if we get some more people on it.
Yeah.
Um, and probably once we do that, it should be very easy to test.
Can you update the test flight maybe now so I can play with it on my phone
Yes.
and look for
So
stuff?
so Fido is saying for the grabber thingy presentation drag indicator visible is a thing to edit. Let me just try that. So for the settings view, we didn't see that little grabber thing, and I
Oh
think that
yeah.
that happened because we made our own custom uh, height thingy. So let's see. Right now it doesn't show, and after adding Fido's little fix, it does show. Nice.
Woo! Thanks, Vito.
Thank you, Fido. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a new build. Is there anything like breaking or missing in this current version? I don't think so, right? No. Mm, okay, so what I do want to suggest is that instead of it starting here on March, we make it start on July, just so that the current month is always visible. It should be visible because I scroll through it, but in case there's a bug in my code, I think it would just make sense to have this little dot always visible, even if you're all the way at the top.
Wait, sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah, now that I'm saying it, I'm also not convinced, and it would already like put us in a direction that I'm not sure we should go in. So never mind. I'm just gonna keep it on the last 6 months then for now, okay?
Okay.
Um, in
Like
theory,
you're saying you can scroll back as far as 6 months in the
yeah,
past.
yes. So there's just I guess somewhere in my code I have something where I say it should start from March this year. Um, I'm not exactly sure where that code is. So I have to look it up. But oh no, so it takes yeah. Never mind. Ignore what I said. That's just something we have to look into more. Um, do we want to use that new app icon? Even though, oh, I mean, we don't have a new app icon yet, but do we want to tweak it a little bit before we send the new builds?
Oh, the icon?
Or maybe, yeah, maybe you can just talk about your design process and just, right now
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just use a placeholder one that has not had a lot of thought in there. So,
Yeah, so the design process here was I was inspired by obviously the name Daylights. I was trying to do something like very simple that kind of conveyed both the little grid, those little squares that make the app what it is, but then also um, yeah, the idea of like a sun and daylight. So I was just like playing with a bunch of different things. I do not like most of these early explorations. These are supposed to be like sun, like a rising sun kind of thing.
mhm.
My favorite right now is actually I think at the furthest right. It's the it's this one, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all called 2.5. Logo 7. I don't think there's a 7. Although I wonder if actually like technically it should be like this.
So you have the like the sun going up in the form of the grid.
Yeah,
Is that what it?
exactly.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get that out.
Cuz like look at the like there's a no. Wait, my computer is bugging now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear your error messages as well on your computer.
Um, oh, I thought I broke my Chrome for okay. My Chrome just spazzed out. Let me get back into the file.
I just added it to the app so we can see what it looks like.
Added what to the app?
The new icon. So you can see it here on the home screen. I think it looks
Oh,
nice. I think it works. I think we can do variations with maybe instead of 5 having 4 or something or 3, we can just play. But I think
yeah, we can play with
it
it.
yeah. I think right now with the 5 by 4 grid, it's a bit maybe too busy, or like especially on the edges, there's maybe a bit crowded there. But I like the idea, and we can have it so that there's different app icons based on which theme people have selected and stuff. Um,
Oh, I like that. Part of like, yeah, the sunrise thing was supposed to be kind of like you had a tweet. I'm gonna try to find it. Like,
Meanwhile, for the people watching, do you have any ideas about what we should do with the icon? How you feel about it? You were saying I have a tweet.
yeah, I'm looking for it. Okay, here.
Hmm.
You put an emoji in your tweet, and Twitter like
Ah,
did this to it. Um, here. Okay, check out the Figma.
let me go to the
Yes.
Figma. Ah, is that how
Yeah, so
Twitter
that's
does
part
that
of the
emoji?
integration. Yeah.
Should these two maybe be should it be the darkest blue at the bottom then? If it's the water, does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, let's try that.
So that it like rises up. And I mean, there's even something to be said for then having the leftmost and the rightmost of these orange ones be blue then, because the sun obviously isn't that full bright.
Wait, the leftmost.
Yes. So if you make a copy of this one,
Yeah.
and then the leftmost orange one and the rightmost orange one, also make them the blue. It becomes a different concept there, and you get away from the pure grid thing. But and
Hmm.
what if you make the middle blue one orange as well, and then make the middle orange one a bit more yellow or something? So it's really as if it's like a sun going up. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that actually works, but it just looks like Tetris now. So yeah. But
I see where you're coming from, though. It's not crazy.
okay, so we choose just one to go for the test flight
I think let's do.
right now.
I like
What?
I like eight the best.
All right, let me just grab that
V-
copy and
Viewers,
paste.
what do you think?
The viewers are very mute on the icon issue. I guess they don't want to be responsible for a great or a bad icon. I
Oh,
like
Fido likes nine. Oh,
so
nine.
so
Okay.
what I like
I like.
about nine is that you have more of this transition because here like you have the hard blue and then the hard orange and then kind of fades into nothing. Where
Okay,
here,
I'm sold. You've sold me on nine.
cool.
Let's do it.
And we also have someone, I like the pixie sun. Yeah, I think the sun idea is nice, but it requires more iteration because now it doesn't look like a sun unless you know it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me grab 9 and turn it into an icon real quick. All right, so I'm gonna make a new test flight build with what we have now, right? And we can just, yeah, we'll run into stuff, but that's fine. Oh, wait, I forgot the made with love stuff. Very important to have in a first build.
Very important.
Um, I never know how to do this because I need to combine like an image with text around it. I'm going to make it so that uh, every time you look at the screen, it switches up which of our names is in front.
Okay.
No private, no.
That's completely
Random. I think I do it like that. Mm. And so we want it to be in the color of the you want it to be in the color of the selected theme, right? And then which color? The second one again? Oh, the third one?
color. Yeah, the third one. The third one.
Okay. And I guess we want the font to be the light one as well. The same font we use for yeah. I clicked some. Okay. Marks. Yeah, with that added text at the bottom, I feel like the spacing it doesn't really work right now. So I guess we need to decrease the distance here so that we have some more space there. Um, we want 24 here, and then we want 24 here, maybe. Does that look similar?
Sorry, but
So in your mockup, you don't have the bottom bar from iOS here, but if you look at it like it looks now, how do you feel about it?
oh, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
Let me add one little thing. How would I do that? No, I'm not going to do it now because I'm going to spend too long. Okay, so I'm going to make a new.
You just called something out. I think there's one extra space before
Oh,
the
shit.
quote.
Before what?
Before it's in the string, the made with love string.
Ah, you're right. That thing, right? The extra space.
I guess so. Can you go back to the settings? Can I see it again? Do you think we should have less padding between the report a bug and the colors?
These two. Um,
Do you think that's fine?
I think for now it's fine, but feel free to change your mind at any point.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess that means we're going to make a new test slide for you, but I guess we can also share it with people in the chat if they want to see it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm going to wait until this is live, otherwise they have the old version that's a bit buggy. Let's see. So Xcode is just uploading now. And maybe in the meantime, we can already look at the App Store listing a little bit. Okay, so it's uploaded to App Store Connect. How would we describe what the app is?
Um, maybe um, bullet bullet journal, lightweight or um, visual bullet journal for your for daily highlights, daily check-in, daily journal.
Something like that?
No.
Mm.
Yes, except I don't like the word tracking. It feels so
Yeah.
like utilitarian.
Yeah. Light right visual bullet journal.
For daily highlights here, like
Yes. Choose from 5 color themes. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is for now, right? We don't have to. Okay, the build is almost ready. So I'll just make a new test flight group. Um, okay, so it should be ready. So I'm going to send it to you now.
sweet.
Maybe you can have a look on if there's anything broken. Let me know when you get it. I think the icon looks really nice already. I think with just some minor tweaks that.
I made some. I also played with some other icons. Check out the Figma. got crazy. Got kind of crazy.
Oh, you're trying to recreate this one? Yeah, nice.
yeah, it's kind of cool though. But no, let's keep it we have.
Yeah, we
I
can
made
also
it
try.
for wait, who in the comments liked the pixel one? I made it for FO. I don't know who you
FO.
are, but that one goes out to you.
Can you somehow like? Oh, you can pop out chat. That's actually nice. Let me see if that works. Seems to crash
Fran.
everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Does it work for you? Does it run?
What does?
The app, the update?
It's still updated.
Okay. Yeah, so it seems to work
Now I
really well for me. It
nice. Ooh, it's looking good.
sometimes it takes a while to
It
load.
is a bit laggy.
Yeah. Do you have test data in there now, or no test data?
I have some test data.
Like a lot, or just a few? I'm just curious if the
Um,
te- if the lag is happening. Okay, yeah. So for me, the lag happens with a lot. So if it happens with a few, that's nice because then yeah, I'll go through some code and yeah, fix that in a bit. Okay, so
too much padding. I think there's too much padding between the end of the month and the beginning of like the text of the next month.
do you mean this part here?
Uh,
Hang on, I'll highlight it here.
yeah, that part.
This part here.
Yep. It
Okay.
looks like too much on my phone.
Yeah, I yeah, definitely. Okay, so I guess we want to make that less. Um, like this, or maybe even less. guess
It's
even
so
less
hard
than,
to
right?
tell.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell when you're not like holding it.
Sorry.
It's
Oh,
hard to tell when I'm not like.
uh, like so if you look at the oh, it's hard to tell without having the app, you mean? Like without feeling it?
Yeah.
I, I mean, if we just look purely at your Figma, there's like the same amount of padding up and there's down. So then it would, yeah, go up. Um, yeah, I can just recreate that. We can go from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
And
see
then
what
I have
happens.
some other little notes on padding stuff.
Yes.
So other than that one, the grid view looks good. And then when you click on one and pull up the bottom sheet,
Hmm.
um, I think there's too much top padding, like above the highlight of the day title.
Uh, you mean here? Oh, sorry, yeah. Like in this view, then above highlight of the day.
Yeah, it looks kind of.
It should be the same though. Is it different in
I
your
think what.
design? Uh,
Let me see. I'm trying. I'm using like Figma Mirror.
I mean, I can change it so when you're at the top that it's a different height. But right now there's no design for on top, so I just use this the default one. Um, I think it would make sense, but again, then it comes back to like on this screen. I think what we want to highlight most is the what do you want to remember about today, and the highlight of the day word. I feel like it draws too much attention. And I think that's a bit similar to the thing you have now, where like because it's too far down, I guess you want it to be up more so that it takes it's not as in your face or something as well. But
I just think it's so pretty with the big title.
yeah, no, I totally get that.
Okay, look. So
Yes,
This is Figma Mirror.
yes,
And then so look at the padding between the top of the
yeah,
H and that,
yes.
and then this is the app.
Ah, okay. So it's not just when it's in full screen; it's also here at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, I totally see that. Yeah. Let me tweak that.
And then I also think the text, like what do you want to remember today? It does look a bit small. It looks a bit too small. It's definitely smaller in the app than it is on Figma.
Okay, so the text for typing.
Yeah, and the date actually, both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said the system text is like 17 point something.
Yes. Okay.
It feels definitely smaller.
Let me check what the different sizes are. Swift UI font sizes. I guess I should be able to find a list, right? Yes. So I guess we want something more close to 20. So that will be title 3. Okay, yeah. So that's what I had for one of them. I had title 2, so I guess that makes sense. So
Okay.
I'll do title 3 and then here do title 3 as well. Um, okay, yeah. So they look a bit bigger now. Why is there still so much padding above the header? Or something. Okay, so I tweaked the height. Mm, still feels it feels pretty good now. How do you feel about it now?
Let me check. I think good. Oh, also, can you bring up the color dots? Can we like raise them like
That
more
are a bit
bottom?
that are a bit higher. Yeah, of course.
They're a bit too low to the bottom
That's all good. I'll just do it as well.
because I think that encourages people to like write a shorter highlight, which is
Yeah.
kind of the goal.
Uh, I don't see it. Well, I see a difference, but it's very small. Okay, I think that works. Um, there's a little bug where if you select the highlight but don't give it a color yet, I think it still gets added to the system. So
Mm.
I'll tweak that. But
There's a
oh,
pretty significant lag with like when you tap on a color.
before
Like you
it shows up.
no, it's like before the check mark shows up. Like you feel the haptic
Okay,
before
it could be that
the
they have a little delay there on purpose, but I think it's more likely that it's just yeah, that's just related to that performance stuff I talked about before. So I'll just have to look into that, and that will probably solve the same thing with uh, scrolling and stuff.
and oh no. Ah, how do I make the live stream be? I think I'm like behind the live stream. All right, skip ahead. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see the color picker updated?
So it used to be this. Oh, hang on.
I think it
Uh,
should be even maybe a little bit higher up.
so I can do it 20. It's a bit hard to see.
Keep going.
Even higher than this, because
Well,
then we can also just make this one
okay, that's
smaller.
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just make a new build and you can play around with it a bit.
And then also, I noticed that when you pull up into full screen view,
Yeah.
um, the the color picker is like totally.
Mm. I think that that shouldn't be the case now anymore with the updated size.
Let's try it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a new build and then I guess we can send that to people who want to test as well.
Yeah.
Um, just trying to get that. I'll share the link in the chat after it's been submitted because otherwise they have the old version without the. Okay. Here's I just posted link to the test flight. If you wait like 1 minute, the new build will be live. But for the people in chat, they can already get it. Let's see if this works. I'm just gonna commit the code because we changed a lot of stuff, so I don't want to lose it. Live stream tweaks. Mm. Okay, so based on the Notion, it's just a bunch of tweaking stuff and the performance improvement stuff. I guess for the screenshots, we just take a few screenshots of the app. I don't think it has to be super complicated.
Okay.
It could literally just be add some fake data so we have some color showing
Yeah.
for one screen, and then the second screen is with the highlight up and yeah, something typed in there.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
we just need those two. Um, I think
Wait.
it will.
Wait. The
Oh,
wait. Yeah.
hmm?
That doesn't have the. Why is the keyboard not up?
Oh, that's just because in the simulator.
Uh,
Ah, okay. So yeah, the issue still happens there.
we can
I
just take
will.
the photos on the.
Yeah, exactly. But the issue will also still happen there. But tweak uh, colors need bottom padding in tall highlight view. What I also want to do, I want to localize the app real quick because we don't have a lot of uh, strings in there, so it should be pretty easy to do. So we'll go for Chinese, Dutch, French, German, and Italian, Japanese, and Spanish. And then I have this tool that allows me to very easily translate everything. So
Cool.
we don't have to do anything else. Catalog. Okay.
I made some onboarding screens, but I want your thoughts on if it's kind of like what you think.
Yeah. Let me just
Because
first.
it's kind of it's one direction that we could do differently too.
Yes. Nice. I need to run the app first before I actually do Spanish, Japanese, Italian. Yeah, so we barely have any text. So I think it's a no-brainer to do this. Just makes the app more accessible to everyone. Okay. Sorry, what did you just say? Oh, the onboarding screens. Figma, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just quickly first send the new build to everyone so they can test it out. Build number 13. And I'll also send it to us so that we can also try it out. That that woman that made the TikTok video, is she like TikTok famous or just a
I
regular
have
person?
no idea. I have literally no idea. It just came up on my feed once and I saved it. And
Could be nice to
yeah, maybe I'll shoot her a comment.
yeah, and to reach out. And there's a few communities about this stuff as well. And I think especially if we position it as like, hey, we're just making something that should make this easier for you on your phone. Yeah, they maybe don't see it as like as advertising or something, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, all right, let's have a look at your Figma. Where did you put them? Oh, here at the bottom, yeah. Yeah, I like that. And then we can do the little animation you had with the bubbles, like the circles coming in, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
like this one. Um, yes, I love this. I love
I
this. Yes, this is super nice.
okay, good. I don't know what like for the third screen. I feel like it just should be like a maybe like a photo, like a kind of uh, visual of like the multiple dots, like in the grid. But I don't know. What do you think for the third screen?
Mm, so that you would sort of have something like, can you scroll up in Figma so that we're looking at the same thing?
Can I use what? Sorry.
If you scroll up on Figma to
Uh,
where I am,
yeah,
like that, something like this, like a part of this one,
yeah.
but then with the newer design.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. Let's see. So like, how many rows do we want? 3 rows? 2?
Do we need a third screen? I mean, because the next, ooh, okay, actually, this looks kind of nice.
I feel like we probably should.
Yeah.
But this is a bad title. Like see how we like it's like each day I'll jot down your highlight of the day and then pick a color to match your mood. Like see it at a glance like track
Mm.
your progress and see it as a like it's not like a it's not about progress.
And it's not about tracking.
And it's
So
not about tracking.
that word is banned. We cannot use the word tracking. Um,
We're getting good comments in the Fido and F and
Oh,
Fran.
bye, Fido. Installed saved my first daylight. The app icon looks really nice on home screen. Good stuff. I feel there's a submit button missing when finishing the highlight, or maybe the done button. Yeah. So I added this button on the keyboard so that when you're typing and when you click on done, it should. In my head, it was gonna then like close it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't work right now. It now just like does a return. I need to look into it.
Okay.
I there yeah, just need to because I guess we want to be able to write something down, close, and then it
Yeah.
immediately
I, I
locks
like
out.
I like that the done button. I totally agree. It should do that.
And how do you feel about this? When you open the app on a day where you have not added a highlight yet, as soon as you open it, it immediately opens up the highlight input for that day.
No, I
No?
don't like that.
What
No.
if what if it's
Unless
what if it's a setting? But
okay.
yeah, no, go ahead. Like what was your unless?
Unless we have a home screen widget and then you like tap on the widget and it
Yeah,
auto.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
did
okay.
some widget experimentation too, or exploration.
Yeah. I think also like adding it as a setting would make it more complex now. And like right now it's super clean. And worst case, it's one extra tab, which is fine as well. But then, yeah, if you have a widget, that would be like current today's highlight widget. Okay, yeah. Um, what we would be cool with track your progress over time is when you get to that screen that the bubbles like start filling in one by one.
Ooh, that'd
Um,
be sick.
and then when they're all filled, that's when the screen just dismisses, and then you're on the home screen.
That is sick. I love
Or
that.
do we want a? Because I guess on the third screen we don't need the keyboard, so I guess we could remove the keyboard there. And we would
Yes.
need some sort of button, I think. Do we need a button to go to the next page, or would you just go to the next page after you filled in the text and hit submit, and after you filled in one of the colors?
It would just automatically go to the next page. But
Okay.
these are just little indicators for like
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
I'm just totally picking random colors right now for those. Like,
yeah, and maybe you can make one of them here at the bottom have the little circle in the middle, so that
yeah.
that's today. Um, and then let's see. Okay, yes, we can very easily do this.
Where's that?
And we want this to be pages, right? Like you go from one page to the next, or do we want to do them vertically, where you start at the top, then it scrolls down to the second part, then it scrolls down to the third part?
Uh,
I think there's some
pages.
pages. Okay. And then, okay. Yeah, we can do this pretty quickly. Okay. Let's set a little timer. Let's give us 15 minutes to make this, just to put a little pressure on it. Okay, so how do we see this working? You open the app for the first time, you see daylights and these circles. Circles should be the same, take up as much space as the word daylights, I guess. They're 15 by 15. Do they come in from one side, or do they just stay there?
The what?
I
Sorry, what?
So the circles underneath the word daylight, I would say let's for now just um, let's just put them ex static, and then we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
think
For now,
about.
just made them. For now, they
Yeah,
made them static, but they would be. But like in the animation, they'd kind of all they'd collapse to the left, like from like
yeah,
the guys on
from
the right would come into the left and then
yeah,
shoot back out to the right.
yes, cool, very cool. Yeah, that's just something that requires some tweaking. Okay, so then you see this, and then after a few seconds or a second or so, this fades out. The first page comes in, or we're just on the first page, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, and then it goes to that second page, and then when you're typing, just hitting the done button should move you to the next page.
Yes.
Okay. And then this just a simple grid. And I guess in this simple grid, we want to Do we want people to thanks, Lily. Lily's saying, "I'm so here for this." And then I guess, do we want people to choose the theme as well? I think
Oh,
it could make sense, but we could do that
yeah.
maybe.
So,
Uh, maybe we could do that on that third page,
yeah.
or maybe we do that at the start, like before you. No,
Before you pick your move.
yeah, because otherwise we start with the color first. It doesn't make. We need to start with the core, yeah. But I think it would make sense to do it on that
How about maybe
last
pick a
screen.
color shade to match your move? A shade of color.
Yeah, yeah. So, but the second screen is for actually like for the color for your highlight, right? But then I think we either need a separate screen where you just choose one of the themes,
I
and
know. I think that should be the third screen.
but I think
No?
it would make sense to have it with that screen with the little grid because then you can see an overall view of what it looks like instead of just seeing a color. You just choose a color, whereas otherwise you see how it would affect your grid. Um, but
Wait,
I'm
wait. I'm
not
not
sure what.
following. I'm not following. So you're
Oh,
saying keep first screen as is.
yeah. So
Second.
first and second screen to me are just like you filling your first highlights with the text
Yes.
and the shade that fits your mood. But then we also have this option where we want users to choose which theme they want to use.
Correct.
So we can put that in settings, but because it affects so much of how the whole aesthetic of the app looks, I think it makes sense to have that in the app as well, in the onboarding as well. Um,
No, I
but
agree. But where do you think that should go in the
well, so
onboarding?
if you could move this one to the right, so we have space for another, yeah. So we could of course put it here in the middle, but then the screen looks too much, I think, like the previous screen because you just have some colors.
Yeah.
And you also don't really see how that theme change, how that affects your app because you just see,
Okay.
okay, so, but by combining them with the other one, I think that's also messy because you want to convey a clear message like, hey, you can track you, not track, but
Yeah.
see your highlights over time or something. Um, yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I just think it would be nice to be able to choose the theme and then see what your theme looks like. It could just be a fourth page. Sorry, I'm just all over the place here. Make your highlight, then you see the highlights in the grid, and then there's one more step where you choose your theme and you see the grid changing.
How about what if it's like see your highlight? Okay. What if it's like see your highlights? Oops. Over time as the third screen, and then it's like last thing,
Yeah,
like choose your color theme.
yeah, yeah, and that could be nice. And what we could then do,
Also, this doesn't need a thingy either, a keyboard either.
no, yeah, nice.
But is this like
Um,
too empty now?
too empty, you think?
It's like so empty.
I mean, you could do it you put it in the middle, like center align it vertically. Then it's kind of you want it to be in the same space. No, um, no, I think it's just clean and minimal.
Okay.
And Lily also likes empty, so mm, what if for this last screen,
Okay.
we instead of just showing that normal color picker we have, we just show 5 rows underneath each other, all in a different color theme, so you can immediately see like what the grid would look like. Get what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. So like basically what we have here.
Yeah, you could just paste that color scheme grid you have with the circles,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly, yeah, yeah,
We'll make it. I mean, I'll just do this, but I'll
yeah.
make them as squares. I actually think these are rectangles. Oh my god, be rectangles.
Hey, boom, boom,
Woo!
boom, boom, boom.
Huge.
All right.
Oh, but if they click one,
Mhm.
if they actually tap it,
Yeah.
how do we want to represent the fact that it's tapped?
That's up to you to figure out. I just do the code. I mean, we could do a rounded rectangle around it with
Rounded
the
rectangle.
gray color or
I'll, I'll
something.
I'll play with it. I'll play
Yeah.
with it. I wanna.
Okay. You have 8 minutes to think about it. Then I'll have the rest of the screens done.
Okay.
Uh, Lily says, "I'm not sure what daylight is, but as someone with journals every day is obsessed with RMBing things about myself, I will be using this." All right. Well, we have a test flight, Lily, so you can try it out. But it's basically, what's our pitch right now, Annabelle? I think our pitch is a lightweight visual bullet journal for daily highlights.
Love it.
So give it a try, and we're just gonna make the onboarding now. Okay, you do whatever you are best at. I'm just gonna go see if I can make these happen.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be talking to the chat again, which always feels so weird to do because you're talking to the void and you don't know if anyone is actually watching. But let's see. Choose is with two O's, right? Choose. Okay.
Oh yeah. But I don't even like this text, but
No, that's fine. We can always change it. Just something.
wait, these color schemes maybe should be round because it's kind of
Well, the thing is that we're sort of showing how it would look on the grid.
yeah, but then it's confusing because your grid will never be so many colors.
Um,
It's like visually
yeah,
inconsistent, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I get that as well. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna talk to chat now and explain what I'm doing, but it's actually super annoying to do. Or not, it's not annoying to do, but it's just hard to focus. So I guess people just have to stick around for a few minutes to see the results.
Okay, this is really confusing and bad.
And bad.
I don't get
Which part? Which part?
the
You want me to
choose
have a
your
look?
color scheme. I'm not gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like how we have it in settings. It's just too much.
Okay.
It's so clean like this. And obviously the little yellow dots at the bottom should be four of them now.
Yeah. mode. Guess we'll have to tweak a little bit with where the title goes because one of them has the keyboard at the bottom, the other does not. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to tweak them a bit.
They all right now all of the titles have a height or a Y position of 145 top.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let me let me try it and then we can see how it works because I think if oh wait, they don't go to the center, right? Okay, they stay at the top. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Let me tweak that. Color picker. How much did you say? Was the
145.
yeah. Okay, that looks nice. Yeah, now they look the same. Okay, just need to do the grid and then we should be good to go. Create a visual journal of your highlights. Um, okay, I'm just going to start with the colors already in there and then I'll look into animating them in a bit. So it's 3 by 7, right? Yeah. Okay.
I think the text is bad. Like each day I'll try to. I can't figure out the text for the last two screens.
Mm,
Let's ask Claude. See what Claude has to say about this.
So the color picker is the same one as the settings view now, right? Or did
Yep.
you change anything
Yep.
there? Okay. Okay, so I think it should be pretty much done now, so maybe we can go through it together. Did you change any of the text so that I should update it?
No, but I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking
Okay.
about the text. You should. Maybe it's like watch your highlight. Oh. Okay. Do you have any ideas on the fourth screen, how it
Then
should like read? Because
let
it's
me
like,
have a look. The color scheme or the what you highlight
yeah,
history?
no, the color scheme one. I feel like it just like the title just like comes out of nowhere and is awkward.
Yeah, it also kind of stops you in your tracks where you're making progress and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, what if we take those five colored dots and put them on the previous screen in the bottom half?
Mm. Let me see what that looks like. Kind of like that actually, because then you can see it like update.
Yeah. And we don't have to draw too much attention to it. We could have a little color scheme button or something. Um, if you look at the screen now, I've also added it to the onboarding so you can see what it would look like. Okay, well, obviously the position needs to be different, but I think there's a lot to be said for having that color scheme in the same view as where you see the grid. Oh no, I think we lost. Oh, yes, you're back.
Sorry. I agree.
You what?
I agree. I think you're right. The color scheme picker should be in the same thing. I think that's nice. But I think these little dots then should be gray, not yellow, like the progress indicator.
I Yeah, I haven't added the progress indicator yet. Um, where would you want to put this color picker thing?
I put on the Figma.
Ah, okay, yeah. So just in the middle. Do we want? Uh, yeah, no title, I guess then. No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I agree. And what I can do is I can add some very simple analytics so we can see like what color theme pick people choose.
Oh, nice. I love that idea.
So it needs to be a bit lower. All right, so I added these previous and next buttons just so it's easier to move between the different states, but obviously we don't have to do that.
Okay.
Progress circles. You said you wanted them to be gray, the same gray as we use for the
I also put that in Figma just now.
oh, okay. Yeah, is that the same gray as the grid? Oh no,
I
it's a
don't
different one.
think so.
Can you also think about the dark mode color? I think it would be easiest if we just use that grid item color, since I think it's pretty
Okay,
close.
let's do that.
Then we don't have to do another
But
one.
how about for the selected one?
So the selected one would be that color, and the other one would be the same color but a little bit more opacity lower, if that makes sense.
Okay,
I think that would work.
let's try that.
So we would have three next to each other. Uh, I just have to figure out the logic for showing them all at the same time. You want it to go from the first one to the. Why is that not showing up? So do the circles fill up, or is it just for which? Okay, yeah. So it's just which one you're in now. So I guess here it would be on the third one, right? For this this Figma.
Yes. Oh, sorry. That's It
No
was in
problem.
the middle of something. I forgot what it was.
No
Okay.
problem. Okay, so if the index is 0, if the index is 1,
I'm just playing with the most current build.
yeah, that color is actually a bit too light. You're right. So we probably need to
Oh
make a
no,
new color.
I pressed the clear data button and it cleared all my data.
Oh no. Oh, I mean, it's good that a button works.
Damn
Uh,
it.
oh no. Oh shit. Is it still working? Yeah. So yeah, the colors are too light um, if we use the grid item color. So I guess we need a new color to use. New
Do you want to
color
just
set.
use the one I came up with on
Yeah,
Figma
yeah. But if you can also create one for the
for dark
dark
mode?
mode, that would be great.
Yeah.
If you could just tell me the hex code for it, that would be easiest. Oh, you have it here already. Okay, yeah. Just let me know.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, looks nice. Okay, so then there's a little animation as well when you go from one to the next. We don't need this one anymore. Okay. So that screen stays for 2 seconds now, the main daylight screen. Um,
That might be too long, but we'll see.
mm, yeah, I'm also trying to think how it should transition from that, because I guess we would want to fade that out and then fade the other one in. Mm,
It looks so good. I just noticed one thing about the current build.
no, no bugs, no mistakes.
Yeah,
So
it's perfect. That's what I noticed. I
okay.
actually noticed
What did you see?
um oh wait. When you uh, when you tap on like the today, it just brings August like way up to the top.
When you
It's like
tap on the today and the little
yeah,
dot
I
in
do.
can you
Yeah, I do.
scroll? Yeah, can you try it again just so I can see it? Uh, yeah,
See how
okay,
like August
yeah,
is like touching the top.
yeah. I think yeah, should be simple fix. Yeah, shop title. It's just because we now changed those paddings. I guess it doesn't have any padding probably now there, so we should probably
Mm,
mm, should be fine. Okay, I cannot get the animation from that first screen to the type stuff screen working now, so I'm just going to stop it for now. Get back to it later. Oh yeah, I found some code for that. Let me just do this real quick. I think I also found the fix for that issue with on the highlight screen when you want to click on the submit button, so that should also work.
Sick.
So Raghav is saying just try that test flight version, really good minimal concept, nice. Will the highlight of the day be saved to Apple Journal app too? So I'm not sure there's currently an API that you can automatically save stuff into the Journal app. I thought it was only the other way around. I think it would actually be nice to look into that. We can have a look later, but I think for now we want to focus on keeping it in this experience and not worry about like how would our thing then be represented somewhere else, because we're such a different thing than like how would we, for example, show the color in a journal entry. Um, but yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to look into later as well.
I'll jot that down on our list of future things.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if this works.
Do you want to push a new? Actually, no. Probably not.
I just want to finish the onboarding first, so maybe maybe you could have a look at what we have now, and then okay, this works. So then I just have to next to the next
I think the
one.
logo looks really nice.
I think so too. It looks really nice. Do you know the designer who made that?
No, but I've heard she's really cool. The report a bug button doesn't do anything. We
Yeah,
should probably have it like email
that
up. Or
that's
can it?
that's because there's no bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
It should
Is
work. It
there-
should. Let me see what it should do. It should. Oh no, I took it out. Okay, why did I take that out? Because I deleted all the code. That's why. Okay, yeah, it should. It should just open an email, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
That's
How do
what
you do the
I.
thing where like sometimes you can like go directly to tech like you can like submit it to test flight. Have you seen
Uh,
that fluke?
a bug, you mean?
Yeah, you can like
Yeah,
submit a bug to
yeah.
test flight.
If you take a screenshot, something will pop up.
But it's not
Yes.
popping up for me.
Um, if you click on the screenshot, then I'm not exactly sure. I think that's how it should work. Let
Whatever,
me
it doesn't
just
matter.
quickly
Yeah, I
fix that.
should just go to email.
I'm just making it so that after you finish the text, it goes to the next page. And then also after you've selected a color, it should go to the next page. And then I've also added some haptic feedback to the theme selector, and I'll also add that to the settings view. Okay, so what do we want to, I guess we need a button at the last screen to close the onboarding, because we right now don't have that.
To close the onboarding. True. True. Oh, shoot.
Because we don't really have like buttons besides us in settings, so I don't think we have a style
We
right
don't have
now
a
for
pattern. Yeah, we don't have a pattern for that. Maybe. What if the user just like literally swipes it to the side?
it's not very discoverable.
But I feel like it'll be a natural behavior. No?
I mean, there's something to be said for it in certain demographics, but yeah.
I feel like. Hmm. Oh, that's actually really awkward.
What is? I wasn't paying attention to.
It was just like like there's no like clean fix to this right now.
Yeah, so Fran is saying if you screenshot and then you click to OK, it pops the feedback menu. So apparently that's how you do it.
Oh, thanks, Fran. Hmm. Okay, well, I'm stumped. I wonder if we should just try the swipe approach and see if it feels really bad or like too undiscoverable.
It's just on that screen, you also click on the different themes. So there's already a main action on that screen. So that's why I think and the user doesn't swipe in the previous two screens because we automatically swipe for them. So they don't have the swipe as something that's in their head at that moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we could change it to be like, let's see if we could do.
is there a reason why you're like don't just want to do a button? Like
Because
is there,
because I feel like it clutters the screen a lot.
yeah, because then there's four elements. There's the text, the grid, and the color picker, and then also a button.
What if we did this
Let me,
and we remove this?
and then you click on a theme, and that's how you.
Yeah.
I like the idea. The thing is that people can then not choose. They cannot
Oh, yeah.
choose different themes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm. Okay, another thing we could do is instead of having these three dots on the bottom, we have a little like arrow. So imagine it kind of looks like this,
Yes.
whatever, something like this. And then it's grayed out. So we never move you. We never move you automatically. Like we have an arrow and it's gray until you write some text, and then the arrow turns black, and you click on it to go to the next page.
Hmm.
And we do that instead.
I think it actually works really well that you don't have to click on anything now because you can very quickly. Maybe we can walk through the onboarding as it's implemented now. We can just see it. I think that also helps with choosing how we feel about it. Give me 1 sec to fix one thing. Why does this not animate? Because I'm not animating it, that's probably why. Okay, so I've now added a button where we can just show the onboarding. Let me show it again. So it should automatically go into this mode. And
Mm-hmm.
so then you type hello, then you click next. I don't know why it's not animating there. I'll have a look at that. You choose your mood. Oh yeah, so there it was looking correctly. And then if you click get started, it goes away and you're here.
Can
Okay.
you put a delay there so that like you see the you see the no, sorry, go back. Yeah. Uh the choose your mood screen, when you click one,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Before it goes
there's
to the next page.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
that's a good idea. How long? Like half a second.
Sure.
We can play with it as well. Hmm. I guess we want these dots to only appear when you're on this screen. I don't know why it's not animating there, but yeah. Okay, so you click on it longer, I guess, 0.9, 0.8.
Yeah.
Why is this not working? Why is that? Okay, there's a few things. I feel like the screen is very busy even without the get started. What if we go back to that, um, this little thing that you had, where we just show 5 bars, and then by selecting one of the bars, that's selecting a theme, and that's what closes the onboarding. Because then it's
Have a fourth screen.
no, instead of the third screen. If you give me 1 second, I can just show
Oh,
it.
so
It's probably
instead of like this, watch your highlights fill in over time.
yes. It mm, yeah, because
I
then we would have to
like it.
explain. Yeah, because then we have
I
to
like it
explain.
because it tells the story.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me try one thing. So what I want to try is how it could look if you see the grid and then it fills up with colors.
Oh, how about this?
Yes.
How about that? What if we did instead of the three dot? Wait, let me just like copy all of
Yeah. Do
this.
you think? Do you think?
Um, okay, so follow me. I'm over here now. What if we instead of having the three dots, we just had a little like
Hmm.
skip basically. Like it's because if people like really don't want to do it, they can skip.
Do we want people to be able to skip it though? Because if they,
No, no, but like if they really want to, like sometimes you really just can't be bothered.
Yeah, but if they can't be bought, like this is the only thing the app does. So otherwise you
But
end up because otherwise you end up on like an empty calendar, right? So I think we need
yeah, but
to,
maybe that's fine. Like
yeah.
maybe some people kind of want to see that in it, or like they don't care that much. Is if we did next, like, or I think skip is a better word, that it shows that you shouldn't be skipping, but if you really want to, you can.
Mm,
Um, and then if you really want to, you can. And then on the final page, it's like done, whatever.
hmm. But shouldn't
Right.
skip then just immediately close the onboarding, like because we you cannot do a highlight with just, well, I guess you could do it with just color,
And,
but
yeah. It's not great, but and we can. I can think about it more offline.
yeah. I think very much that we should not let people skip any onboarding because otherwise, a few things. So you would get on on a calendar that's full of gray squares. Um,
Yeah.
so you don't arrive in this nice environment where the colors appear. Uh, we also don't let you invest already a little bit of thinking and time of because here we basically explain what the app does, and if someone doesn't fill anything in here, we have to do it again the next time. Well, not the onboarding, but we have to explain it again next time.
Hmm.
And I would get it if we need a lot from them, but if they downloaded the app because they want to track, like they want to keep a journal, if they don't want to do that immediately at the start, it's like
Yeah, it's a
it's
bad
almost like
sign.
we don't want you, like you're not the
Yeah.
right person for us,
Yeah.
because if this is already too much effort. But give me just 1 minute and I'll make a working version of that team selector that's also the history show because I think that could work. Um, onboarding view, create visual. Mm, it does get a bit messy if we don't curate like which colors are used. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, mm. So now I'm kind of limiting it to only using the first 3 or 4 colors of each.
That's
Mm,
pretty.
let me see.
Okay, I'm kind of feeling like we shouldn't auto move people to the next page, and we should have these little like just arrows that you click.
But we're not auto moving them because they have to do an action. They're doing an action which makes it happen basically.
Yeah, fair. What if it?
Give me 1 second.
I have to go in a few minutes, by the way.
You're looking at the screen right now?
Yeah,
Just trying out some stuff with the animation.
that's fun. Could you do the animation like, look at what I have on Figma?
Give me one sec. Ooh. Like, what do you have on Figma? Where? Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Here. So
Mm-hmm.
like what if we just had 3 rows
Yep.
and the first row full like animates in first, like the
Mm-hmm.
first row colors in first, and then the second row colors in, and then the third row colors in.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you really
it
have
like
this progress. Yeah.
pauses. Yeah, like it pauses and then it just like immediately moves to the next screen. And on that next screen it just says like something like this.
And the next screen says yes. Okay, I can do that. I think
But I don't
this
like
looks
I just
super
don't like
playful.
it's like set your color scheme, but it's not to get started because you actually already got started.
Mm, yeah. Okay, so I need, let me see, so we want just 3 rows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, and then I guess we just set it to blue to start with, right? That's the
Yes.
default. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and we want 2, and then, so we just fill up the first one, then the second one, then the third one.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, what time do you have to go? How long?
Uh, 25.
Okay. Let me think how this should work.
All right. I think that's good now.
Okay, so it's working now. I'm just probably need to tweak some stuff. So it fills them up. Stuff goes wrong there, and stuff goes wrong there. Okay, yeah. How do I fix that?
Also, I updated the title text.
Ah, okay, yeah. I'll look. Yeah, I need to play around with this a bit more. I can do what you described. Just need to and then after the animation, it goes to the next page, right? So there's a fourth page.
Yep.
Um, yeah, okay. Let me just look at the Figma so I know what else I should work on. Select your color palette and dive in. I like it. I'll add that in a bit. Um, okay. So it's daylights, write some text, choose a color, you see how it will eventually get used, and then you choose a color palette and dive in.
Yeah.
What if we do the color palette here and maybe it looks too much like this? Because then if you choose the color palette first, then you'll see the grid fill up in the color palette you chose. You know what I mean? The
Hmm.
thing is, though, you would have two of these after one after another, so that might be,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
maybe not necessary, because you'll just see your color palette on that screen after. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's fine. Just need to play with it.
yeah. Shantano had a good point, but we can talk about it later. It's not too big a thing, like about if the dots need to be there if it's so short. But now that we have 4 steps, I think it's actually useful. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, we need to
what?
remember to add. I didn't add a fourth dot. Is that a fine? Is that fine?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. I will manage. Okay, cool. So I will just finish the onboarding, make a new build, and you'll get a notification from that in a bit. Then I'll
Sick.
make a new test flight, and I'll put the test flight on Twitter and stuff as well. Just like we can spread it a bit more broadly. Um, and then I'll work on performance later in the week.
Okay.
And let's plan to launch on Monday.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, Monday or maybe Monday's Labor Day in the
Okay,
States.
yeah, then we'll do Tuesday. It's fine.
So like maybe people, but I don't know. Maybe that means people will be more online. No, actually,
Ah,
people usually do weekend trips. Yeah, let's do Tuesday.
okay, cool. So it's launching on Tuesday. What's the date on Tuesday? Uh, Tuesday the 3rd. Cool.
Sweet.
All right, let me just bring us back into view. Cool. All right, I think we actually
This
made a
is
lot
so
of
fun.
progress. It was
We
super
made a
nice.
huge amount of progress. Send me a text when the new build is out because I don't get like test flight notifications.
Ah, you've turned off. Okay. Yeah, I'll
I don't
send you a
know.
message.
I'll check that. I'll check that to see if they're turned off or not. I'm gonna turn them back on if so. But
Yep.
yeah, shoot me a text.
All good.
Um, cool. All right. Hell yeah. This is so fun.
Nice. All right.
Thanks everyone who tuned in.
Yeah, I
Um,
wonder how many people we had in
yeah,
here.
maybe we'll do another one soon.
Yeah,
Sweet.
maybe on launch day. Oh, we had
Yeah, yeah.
133 views. Yeah, nice. And people stuck around actually for like 3 hours, which is also pretty
Yeah.
crazy. All right. I will talk to you soon. I'll send you an
All
update.
right. Bye, Yordi.
Bye bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye bye. How do I end the stream? Okay, thanks everybody. Bye bye.